Hi.
And welcome to Wheel Takes, a podcast about the Wheel of Time usually, but today it's about The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins.
I have been sitting here suffering in silence because I read these 3 chapters of Mockingjay. I'm Gus, by the way. I'm a first-time reader of Mockingjay, and I've read up through Mockingjay chapter 12.
Mm-hmm. Something very important and interesting happened.
Who are you?
I can't wait to talk about. And I'm Allie, and I have read all of The Hunger Games except for Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes.
Yeah. Anyway, I got to read these chapters 2 fucking weeks ago because we got done recording and I immediately read these, and then it ends where it ends with some heavy shit, and I went, I don't get to learn what happens next for 2 weeks because we took the week off. It's been rough.
Sorry.
I'm excited, but also terrified.
You should be.
Basically, The Hunger Games is only suffering, and I truly don't understand how this is a YA series sometimes.
Yeah, me neither. It truly, Suzanne was like, I'm going to expose the children of the world to the depths of human depravity and suffering.
It's going to be great.
Welcome to adulthood, kids. It's time for you to grow the fuck up and get woke.
I also see now why you only gave me 3 chapters to read, because they're kind of big.
They are kind of big. There's a lot to break down here.
There's a whole fucking... And I didn't take any notes. I read this on the bike.
Yeah.
There's this
I
whole
did take some videos.
You did. There's this whole, like, bombing thing, which was simpler than I thought it was going to be. But then again, when have I ever been right? I overcomplicate everything. And then there's like, Katniss is sad and Finnick is really fucking sad. And, you know, then they get PETA, and that's even worse somehow.
Yeah, because
they baked the bread boy.
They baked it to the bread boy.
They baked the bread boy.
Oh, no.
He's been baked. He is boke. That's not a word, I know, but that's how I feel.
Booked.
Yes.
Well, yeah. And we're going to talk about...
I'm excited.
We're going to talk about all of that and more.
It's going to be terrible.
Chapter 10, Gus.
Oh, my God.
The scream begins in my lower back and works its way up through my body, only to jam in my throat.
This is how I felt when I read about PETA choking you. That's the same way I felt.
Suzanne Collins really was like, this seems appropriate for children, for youths. You know what? And it is. I really kind of believe that the Hunger Games might be responsible for Gen Z.
It could be.
In a good way.
And X. And I mean millennials.
Not to mention, Percy Jackson.
Yeah, you can read those still.
Things.
That would be fun to do.
You know what? We've been talking about it. I am Avox mute, choking on my grief. Even if I could release the muscles in my neck, let the sound tear into space, would anyone notice it? So basically, the room's in an uproar. Everyone's freaking out.
Yeah, because PETA was like,
stuff.
hey, everybody, you're going to get bombed to shit.
Yeah. And then...
Everybody's fine, luckily.
Yeah. And then somebody goes, shut up.
Is it Hamish?
It sounds just like my stepdad.
It does when yeah.
Shut up. It's not some big mystery. The boy's telling us we're about to be attacked here in 13. So everyone's like, how do we know we can trust him? How do we know it's real?
There's no benefit to him saying that if it's not true for anybody. Like, that's Hamish, just a prank otherwise.
Hamish is like, they're beating him bloody while we speak. What more do you need?
And Katniss is like, I don't want to think about that one.
Yeah. So the Hamish is basically like, get everybody ready. And essentially like saves everyone's fucking life. But, you know.
Yeah, and Coin is like, as you might expect, very calm about all this. Because she's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, hopefully they don't. But if they do, let's go underground.
She's super chill. She's like,
and go ahead.
Of course, we have prepared for such a scenario. Although we have decades of support for the assumption that further direct attacks on 13 would be counterproductive to the capital's cause. Nuclear missiles would release radiation into the atmosphere with incalculable environmental results. Even routine bombing could badly damage our military compound, which we know they hope to regain.
Yeah, and then they're like, oh, fuck that, though. Katniss is there. Let's get her.
And, of course, they invite a counterstrike. It is conceivable that, given our current alliance with the rebels, those would be viewed as acceptable risks. Yeah. So then she says, let's proceed with the lockdown. So she authorizes it on the keyboard. There's a bunch of Katniss thinks about how they've had drills for minor crises, but, like for things like a temporary quarantine while citizens were tested for contagion during a flu outbreak. Oh, by the way, Gus and I have a quick little announcement. We have a charity live stream.
Saturday.
To benefit SAG and the WGA
The Entertainment
strikers,
Community Fund.
With the Entertainment Community
With
Fund.
a bunch of Wheel of Time people on YouTube and stuff.
It's from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. on Saturday.
Check out our Twitter for links.
Yeah, Pacific time.
I don't have links yet. All right, put them here.
Calculate whatever that is for you. But we'd love to see you there.
Yes.
We'd love any support.
Have fun. It'll be good.
It should be a really fun time.
That's the hope.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. All right, continuing where I left off.
By the way, you might hear our dog panting. He's on steroids and that makes him pant. Just don't worry about it.
Yeah, sorry. So they go down. Katniss is looking for her mom and Prim, but it's like impossible to see anybody. They're like going super deep below the surface. And she has to wave her schedule in front of a scanner so that they can make sure that everybody's there.
And Prim's not there because and I like this because they don't know where Prim is and the doors are starting to close and she's like, okay, where is she? And she does this mental map and she's like, she went back for the fucking cat.
Yeah.
But then Gale gets Prim and the cat, this guy.
Oh, but first Plutarch talks to her and is basically like, you have to be calm.
Yeah. This is
people
good.
will be
this
watching
is good.
you.
It's like you're gonna set the tone for everybody else's behavior.
Mm-hmm.
So if you freak out, they're all gonna freak out. And
she's
if you're
like,
chill, they're all gonna be chill.
And she's like, so I should just pretend I'm on camera?
Yeah.
And he's like, yep. And Katniss tries not to slap him. Yeah. So she's got a bunker protocol to go through. Her mom and Prim haven't arrived. So she's just kind of sitting there. Yeah. And then she realizes her mom comes in and is like, Katniss goes, where's Prim? And she says, isn't she here? She was supposed to come straight down from the hospital.
God damn it, Kudzu.
She left 10 minutes before I did. Where is she? Where could she have gone? Kudzu.
I mean, I don't blame Kudzu. I just like to say Kudzu.
And Katniss realizes she went for the damn cat. So, which
you would do.
1,000%. We both have.
Listen, the cat survived the bombing of District 12. The cat is a plant. That is Snow's cat.
That Buttercup, he put in from the beginning?
Buttercup, the traitor.
Bittercup.
Mockingcup.
Wouldn't that make
Jabbercup. He's a Jabbercup.
A Jabbercup? Yeah. So,
he's a Tabby J.
A Tabby J.
That doesn't even work.
A Tabber J. So, yeah. So she tries to get out and everyone's like, no. There's going to be a bombing.
Bunch of bombs.
So she's trying to get past and she's trying to wiggle past the guards who won't let her go. And her mom's pleading with them. And then I hear it. The faint sound of footsteps on the stairs. We're coming. I hear my sister call. This would be so me. So me with all three of our pets. I'd be like, I'd have Beaker and Minnie in one, Beaker in one arm, Minnie in the other arm, and like PD next to me. This would be it. I'm like, I'm not going without my cats and the dog.
Yep.
Hold the door. That was Gale.
Oh, fuck him. Let him stay out. No, he's doing the right thing. He's helping out. It's good.
They're coming, I tell the guards, and they slide the doors open about a foot.
That's
but I
good.
don't dare
That's good
move,
of them.
afraid they'll lock us all out until Prim appears, her cheeks flushed with running, hauling Buttercup. I pull her inside and Gale follows, twisting an armload of baggage sideways to get it into the bunker. The doors are closed with a loud and final clank. What were you thinking? I give Prim an angry shake and then hug her, squashing Buttercup between us. She was thinking, I don't want my damn cat to die.
Not only did Katniss save the cat again, she saved the saver of the cat and the savior of the savior of the savior of the cat.
Yeah.
Look at her.
Prim says, I couldn't leave him behind, Katniss. Not twice. You should have seen him pacing the room and howling. He'd come back to protect us. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she says to Buttercup, I should have drowned you when I had the chance.
I like this fake rivalry.
Yeah. And she says, oh, Katniss, don't tease him. He's already so upset. So, yeah, this is me. Prim is me when it comes to animals. So, yeah, they go to get settled. And Katniss asks Gale, what were you doing up in our rooms? Just double checking. We're in 47 if you need me. So yeah, he was just double checking.
Sure. Well,
to make
sure
good
of
Katniss
him.
Katniss went down.
That's good of him.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, she doesn't know the.
Yeah, good of him. And then she talks to Finnick eventually. Like, she kind of tries to chill, and then she ends up talking to Finnick, and Finnick is like, here's why you should be, here's the thing I hoped you wouldn't figure out.
Yeah.
Which is that they're not going to hurt, they're going to use PETA against you.
Yeah.
And anything you do that helps is going to hurt him.
So, yeah, but the sirens cut off, and Coin basically says, like, thank you for doing the evacuation. It's not a drill. Da, 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 da.
And then they start getting the shit bombed out of them.
And then, the shit gets bombed out of them. And Katniss thinks they're going to die.
But it's all conventional bombs.
There's, like, shrieks and baby whimpers and one musical bit of insane laughter. That would be me.
That's relatable.
That's so relatable. Oh my God, that was me throughout like the entirety of the past few years.
Laughter is essentially just your body's way of going like, emotion overload.
Yeah, it's a release of tension. And that is how my body chooses to release tension most of the time. Am I wrong?
No.
It's either that or tears. So they're talking about what kind of bomb it is.
It's really like the whole chapter is just kind of they get bombed and Katniss is a public figure and they play with the cat. Like there's a whole game that people come up with about the cat where like they watch the cat play.
Oh, yeah.
And also, I think the main thing here is the conversation between Finnick and Katniss about PETA.
Well, they're like, thank God PETA warned us. And Coin also says, apparently PETA Malark's information was sound, and we owe him a great debt of gratitude.
Fuck you, Coin. Man, you suck. Coin sucks.
So yeah, they expect more bombs will follow, but they're not nukes, so that's good. And they play a game with Buttercup, and they talk about how Prim and Katniss talk about how they're missing 12, missing home. And Prim is already taking medic courses.
Yay.
And she's excited about learning. And
Yay.
Katniss thinks Prim a doctor. She couldn't even dream of it in 12.
Do it.
Something small and quiet, like a match being struck, lights up the gloom inside me. This is the sort of future a rebellion could
Don't
bring.
get hope. If you have hope, Suzanne Collins will take it away.
Oh, you don't think Prim's going to be a doctor? She seems like she's pretty good.
I think Prim fucking dies. As we've established from my bingo. Did I? Hold on.
What, did you die saving Buttercup?
No, I thought she was gonna.
Nah, she's fine.
I got a bunch of bingo squares this week, by the way.
Oh, did you? What did you get?
Let me pull up my card. Okay. We're taking Joanna explains why she's so chill with nudity. Because Finnick explains why he's so chill with nudity.
Mm-hmm.
And
so you
I am saying ergo.
Ergo.
Can I do Katniss hates women because she and Coin don't get along?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Katniss hates women. The idiot fashion brigade returns, but they're woke. That's kind of a great one, but I think it counts.
I'll give it to you.
Gale refuses to listen to Katniss. We've got that several times. We learn what happened to Chaff. That I got before, apparently.
Yeah.
Which, again, is he really just dead?
From what I recall, yeah.
Oh my God. That's wild. Katniss.
Suzanne Collins likes to focus a lot on one person per book that just dies out of nowhere.
That's
fine. Her thing.
Katniss doesn't understand a situation. I feel like at least once. I think her running up to PETA expecting a hug counts.
Oh yeah. I think that was almost a free space.
Yeah. District 13 is unexpectedly shitty. Somehow we got that a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
And brainwashed PETA betrays Katniss.
Yeah.
He chokes the shit out of her.
You think he's brainwashed?
I think he's totally brainwashed.
Or he's been a sleeper agent this whole time.
He's totally... And remember, we also got... There's finally some flaying when Buttercup the Flayer pulled up in the first few chapters there. Anyway, sorry, please continue. I just was excited. I got several... I need to actually stamp this thing.
Yeah. Well, let's post the update on Twitter.
I'll post it online.
And then you can post the update of mine, too, if you want.
I did.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. You're such a good husband.
Shucks.
So Prim asks Katniss how she's doing, and she tells her about PETA and kind of how worried she is about him. I stopped talking because there's really nothing left to say, and there's this piercing sort of pain where my heart is. Maybe I'm even having a heart attack, but it doesn't seem worth mentioning. Katniss is me sometimes. Like, I'm a weird mix between Katniss and Prim.
All right.
Am I wrong?
No, yeah, this is good.
When I'm really, really stressed out, my heart does a little flippy
There's little
flops
dances.
as well. Yeah. So I get it. And then I'm like, it's probably nothing. It's not worth mentioning anyway.
Yeah, then you had a heart monitor. That was fun.
Yeah, I did have that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. We'll find out what's going on.
Yeah.
But I think it's just stress. And Prim says, Katniss, I don't think President Snow will kill PETA.
Prim, I know you're trying to be, helpful.
Well, Katniss says, of course she says this. It's what she thinks will calm me. But her next words come as a surprise. If he does, he won't have anyone left you want. He won't have any way to hurt you. She's not wrong.
She's not wrong, but it is...
It's the leverage that they have over her.
Unfortunately, the takeaway from this is they will hurt him to hurt you.
Yeah.
Katniss is right. They're not going to kill him. They are going to make his life hell.
Well, I mean, no, it seems like he's had a really good time.
Yeah, he's having a wonderful time. That's why he's emaciated, getting the shit kicked out of him on live propaganda vision. And that's why he sees Katniss and tries to fucking kill her.
Propos.
Hey.
Nailed it. We haven't had one of those yet.
No.
Okay. Suddenly I'm reminded of another girl, one who had seen all the evil the Capitol had to offer, Joanna Mason, the tribute from District 7 in the last arena. I was trying to prevent her from going into the jungle where the Jabberjays mimicked the voice of loved ones being tortured, but she brushed me off saying, they can't hurt me. I'm not like the rest of you. There's no one left I love. Then I know Prim is right, that Snow cannot afford to waste Peeta's life, especially now, while the Mockingjay causes so much havoc. He's killed Cinna already, destroyed my home, my family, Gale, and even Haymitch are out of his reach. Peeta is all he has left. So what do you think they'll do to him? Prim sounds about 1,000 years old when she speaks. Whatever it takes to break you.
Oh my God, Prim. This is not helping.
Fuck, Prim.
Girl.
Jesus.
With all due respect, easy does it.
Dr. Prim or Dr. Manhattan, am I right? Jesus. Dr. Prim or Dr. Oppenheimer, am I right?
Haven't seen that yet.
Dr. Prim or Dr. Kevorkian, am I right?
Go on.
Dr. Prim or Dr. Octopus, am I right? Wait, there's definitely more.
Dr. Prim or Dr. Doom, am I right?
Dr. Doolittle, am I right? Get it?
Oh, well, Dr. Doom is a Marvel character.
No, I know, but Dr. Doolittle
okay.
is a man who talks to animals.
We're iterating on Dr. Doom. So we've moved away from Prim. Now we're iterating on Dr.
I'm having
Doom.
Fun.
Good.
No, because Prim is sounding like a Dr. Doolittle.
She is.
Get it?
Yes.
Because she's little, and she's also sounding like Doom.
Yes.
I thought it was pretty good.
Yes.
You know how I know you think it's good?
I laughed.
You laughed so hard. Okay.
You get one of those.
Thank you. It's a comedy club. You should laugh more. Chapter 11.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, we're done.
Yeah, and that's
all right.
the end of chapter... Well, sorry.
We did it.
The end of chapter 10.
Huzzah.
Chapter 11, Gus.
Suffering.
Katniss immediately thinks, what will break me?
Oh, my God.
That is the question that consumes me over the next 3 days as we wait to be released from our prison of safety.
This is great.
Fucking fun. Oh, wait, no. This is the night they have the game with
when
Buttercup.
They play with the cat, right?
Yes. I'm sorry. I fucked up. So 4 more bunker missiles fall over this period, all massive, all very damaging, but there's no urgency to the attack. The bombs are spread out over the long hours so that just when you think the raid is over, another blast sends shockwaves through your guts.
Not gonna make the joke.
Mikael wishes he could sense shockwaves through your guts.
That's the one.
I almost made a joke last time when she was thinking about something being jammed in her throat, but she's a child, Gus. Anyway, so...
Why do you think I said not gonna make the joke?
I know. It's funny until you realize she's 17, and then I'm like, nope. Anyway,
Not gonna do it.
not gonna do it. Not at her expense. Anyway, so it feels more designed to keep us in lockdown than to decimate 13.
Oh yeah, they're just annoying them with bombs.
Yeah, because you don't destroy what you want to acquire in the future.
Yes, this is actually a good point.
I assume what they really want in the short term is to stop the airtime assaults and keep me off the televisions of Pan Am.
Yes.
Yeah. So they don't really get any updates.
No, but there's just bombs. Is bombs. Cat plays, has fun. Bombs. Finnick. Talk to Finnick. Finnick says, oh shit, you figured it out. Uh-oh, hoped you weren't gonna do that. I probably shouldn't have said anything in the first place. This is kind of on me. My bad.
Yeah, but it's really cute because...
It's great. It's a great chapter. I love these chapters. They're phenomenal chapters.
Because, so they're allowed small periods of socialization. Our space becomes very popular because both children and adults have a fascination with Buttercup.
Yeah.
He attains celebrity status with his evening game of Crazy Cat. I created this by accident a few years ago during a winter blackout. You simply wiggle a flashlight beam around on the floor.
I can see it.
And Buttercup tries to catch it. I'm petty enough to enjoy it because I think it makes him look stupid. Inexplicably, everyone here thinks he's clever and delightful. I'm even issued a special set of batteries, an enormous waste, to be used for this purpose. The citizens of 13 are truly starved for entertainment.
Here's a fun... This is a wonderful entertainment. This is hours of entertainment. This is great.
Have you ever played laser pointer with a cat? It is fucking hysterical.
Here's a fun thing. One of our cats plays laser pointer like a normal fucking cat.
Loves laser pointer. She loves it. It's her favorite thing.
You put the laser in front of the cat tries to catch the laser. The other cat runs screaming.
Like literally screaming.
From the freaks out.
Terrified
and
of it.
Runs frantically away from the laser.
Which is really too bad because it's his sister's favorite game.
So we can't play laser anymore. But
Beaker is a special cat.
He's a sweet boy.
He's afraid of everything.
Pete is a sweet bread boy in that he's a sweet boy who has the soul of bread and makes bread. Beaker is a soft, sweet bread boy in that he has the brain of a loaf of bread.
Nice.
I love this cat. I love him.
He's really pretty. He's a beautiful cat. Very photogenic, gorgeous. All of our animals are rescues. And so some people are inclined to think that something happened to him. But he was born in
the shelter.
In a foster home.
A foster home? Yeah, no.
And then I was the second home he had ever known.
I love this cat. He's the loudest cat in the world. He's afraid of laser pointers.
Yeah, so he has truly had nothing, I can assure you, nothing in his life that he has had to overcome. He's just a weirdo.
He's great.
He's just a neurotic mess. And I find that relatable.
He's great.
Yeah, he's a mess.
Anyway.
But Buttercup
would eat him for breakfast.
Buttercup would absolutely eat Beaker.
Yeah.
Beaker, it was so funny because one time Minnie got out. And at that point, the cats had only ever been in an apartment in Chicago. So they'd never ever been outside. And so I was terrified about what would happen to her because we have coyotes in the neighborhood and there's big birds and all kinds of shit.
Minnie was gone for a day and a half. Had a great fucking time.
Yeah. And I remember
Keeps trying to get out.
Yes. So we're pretty sure she has some kind of partner because this cat.
She's spayed. Don't worry.
Absolutely. Our animals are all fixed, but fix your pets. But so there's this cat that keeps showing up in our backyard.
While we were recording once.
It was such a great episode. But so this cat keeps showing up in our backyard and I think he's waiting for her or her. We're okay with her being whatever she is. But yes.
Beaker once snuck out and Allie shut the door and I happened to be outside, so it was fine. He jumped, turned around, started screaming at the door, and then did that weird, crouch walk thing that cats do, back and forth trying to hide from, I guess, me, because there was no one else out here.
He was freaking out. And I let him right back in.
It was so funny.
I realized immediately that he had gotten out.
Because he was shrieking.
But, but I remember you were trying to comfort me when Minnie had gone missing.
Oh, yeah.
You were trying to comfort me and you just turned to me and you went, I mean, thank God it's not Beaker. He would already be dead.
He would already be gone.
I was like, I turned to you and I said, I felt so horrible this whole day because I kept thinking, thank God it wasn't Beaker. And I was like, I don't want like the universe to think that like I'm okay with Minnie being taken from me. But I was just like, Minnie would survive.
And she did.
Like I've seen her kill bugs with no hesitation, no remorse. Boom, they're dead, right? Like a spider will be in her house and she'll just, boom, it's dead. Beaker could never.
I think I watched him try to, there was a fly once and he blapped the fly and his hand came up and the fly just flew away.
Yeah. I've watched him try to kill a spider. And usually I try to catch spiders and just let them out.
Yeah.
Because I read a poem once that made me really sad about spiders.
You know, they're not hurting anyone.
Yeah, if they're not doing anything bad and they're not a poisonous spider, I try to catch them and put them outside because they're good for the world. And also I read a poem once that made me really sad. And so now I can't kill spiders. But Beaker bungled it so badly. Like Beaker tried to kill this thing and it bungled it so badly that I felt like I had to put the spider out of its misery as like an act of mercy.
Oh.
Yeah. But like truly had like ample opportunity to kill this spider and did it so poorly. It was like uniquely Beaker poorly. Do you know what I mean? Like where I was like, this is really horrific and sad, but also like weirdly funny that you can't get it together enough to kill this spider when your sister, I've seen her do it in one move. It's like, he's just a pampered boy. He's just
love him.
He's just not a real cat. He's like, I think that honestly, he has the demeanor of like a human being that has somehow been reincarnated into a cat, but is aware that they were reincarnated into a cat. And so it's like a weird Tim Allen movie where he's trying to tell us Tim Allen is trapped in this cat. And he's trying to tell us, probably as like a lesson to his family, to him about like not being a workaholic or something like that, you know, as those movies about fathers that have weird things happen to them are.
Yeah.
Like pay attention to your family, stop working was kind of like a thing in the early 2000s and 90s.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So I think is Tim Allen trapped in a cat. Anyway, I also think it's really cute that she gets issued a special set of batteries just to like
I think that's
entertain.
So sweet.
It's really nice. It feels uncharacteristically nice at 13.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Considering it's a waste. And then she thinks about how Crazy Cat is a metaphor for her situation, which is something that you would think deeply in the throes of depression. Do you know what I mean? When you've isolated yourself for days and haven't showered. Has anyone else been in this level of depression where they start seeing metaphors for their situation everywhere?
Yeah,
even in like stuff that there shouldn't be metaphors in?
It's rough.
She thinks, I am Buttercup. PETA, the thing I want so badly to secure, is the light. As long as Buttercup feels he has a chance of catching the elusive light under his paws, he's bristling with aggression. That's how I've been since I left the arena with PETA alive. When the light goes out completely, Buttercup's temporarily distraught and confused, but he recovers and moves on to other things. That's what would happen if PETA died. I don't know if you'd recover. But the one thing that sends Buttercup into a tailspin...
I mean, I understand what she's saying. If there were an end, one way or another, could move on.
Well, you would have a definitive answer.
Yeah.
And so, theoretically, you could, like...
Eventually.
Let it go. Like, not let it go. There's not a right word for it. But yeah, she wouldn't
Well, it's closure. She'd have closure.
She'd have
the problem is
some level of closure.
She has no closure, right? It's like PETA's a prisoner. He's Schrodinger's PETA. Schrodinger's breadboy.
Yeah.
He is both alive and dead at the same time.
Raw.
He's both yeah.
Yeah.
You know, not dead, but you know, he's both on our side, a traitor, dead, being tortured, etc. All at the same time, and she won't know.
Yeah, and so it's the not knowing that's killing her, right? But if he is dead, definitively, then she's like,
and that
okay,
sucks.
I have an answer, so I'm not torturing myself over that.
Yeah.
I have an answer. Not to wish that PETA is dead.
No, she's not saying that.
But just going
that's not
like,
the takeaway.
But just going like, okay, PETA, like we have an answer.
Yeah.
So we're not tortured with the question.
Well, it's like if I'm anxious about an outcome of something, and then I learn the outcome of that thing, depending on what it is, obviously, and the outcome is the bad one, usually that's better than waiting, right? Obviously, this is a case-by-case basis. But if it's, did I get the job? Did I get the part? Did I whatever? And I get the bad news, then I can go, oh, shit. Okay, well, all right. How do we move forward?
Yeah, no, that's really, really true because, yeah, I feel like with our careers, we're always constantly waiting for news.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and half the time we won't ever get it.
No, usually you never hear back.
Yeah.
In the acting and writing careers, you submit to something, you submit to 100 things, and you hear back from 10 of them, and 9 of those 10 are rejections.
Yeah, and it's like it gets to a point in your career where you're like grateful when people give you a rejection.
It's actually wild. It's nice. It's fun.
Yeah, you're like, oh my God, thank you so much for telling me that you don't like me and you think I'm shit.
Yeah.
Like,
that sounds weird, but like, yeah, kind of.
No, that's 100% it. You're like, oh my God, thank you, because now I can like breathe about it.
I appreciate you're letting me know that you don't want to give me this job.
Yeah, it's so fucked. But people don't understand though, the job market's also like that. It's fucked. Like most of the time, you never hear anything.
So she's having a bad time. Then they're playing with the cat, and then Finnick is like, "How you doing?" And she's like, and he's like, "Oh no."
Mm-hmm.
You figured it out. I hoped you wouldn't. Not in an infantilizing way.
Yeah.
I was thinking more about
and Katniss learns empathy.
I was thinking more about, by the way, the...
Wait. Katniss learns empathy because she realizes, the strategy is very old news to Finnick. It's what broke him.
Yeah.
This is what they're doing to you with Annie, isn't it? Yes, Katniss. He feels about Annie the same way you do about Peeta.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, he doesn't have a will they won't they with Annie. He just loves her. So, and he has loved her for years and years. You like kind of maybe have a crush on this boy, but kind of maybe have a crush on a different boy. Like you feel very trauma bonded to this boy, but you're also very confused about your feelings for the trauma bonded boy. Whereas Finnick has trauma bonded with Annie, but he also definitively likes her and cares for her and loves her.
Bit different.
So I feel like he might even feel like more passionately about her. Also, unlike Peeta, Annie's pretty defenseless.
Yes.
And is not the Mockingjay's girl, so they could kill her.
And also, like...
Right? Couldn't they? Like,
they're not putting her up on television.
So he doesn't know whether or not she's still alive.
Yeah. Which is also bad.
These
books are so depressing.
Because, like, here's the thing. They're not going to kill Peeta, but they very well could kill Annie to get at Katniss. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, it takes Finnick out of the situation.
Yeah, I mean, like...
Not really, for a minute,
That turns the light off for Finnick, but, like, does Finnick matter as much as Katniss does? Not really. Snow has kind of, like, a special interest in Katniss.
Yeah.
And fucking with Katniss.
He's, like, a really creepily obsessive fixation on Katniss.
I know, to the point where somebody should be like, hey, it's like a little weird that you're this obsessed with a 17-year-old
you gotta stop,
when there's like other people that we could be pissed at.
Because they go up, we'll get there in a minute, but they go up after the bombing and he's airdropped white roses in.
He's
like an absolute... This is a theater boy.
This is what happens when you don't let your sons do theater.
This dude was a theater kid for sure.
His dad wouldn't let him do theater.
And he was like, I'll ruin the world.
And so he was like, okay, great.
And I'm going to do it with flair.
Then I'll find a different stage.
It's so extra and I love it so much.
This is honestly really why we can't let robots like act or write, because all those actors and writers who are smart people,
they'll all become dictators
with no outlet. Have we learned nothing?
This like is the what message
happens
of the Hunger
when
Games.
Artists become unhinged?
Oh, okay. I was thinking more about...
They'll find their stage. They will make that stage.
I was thinking more about Gale not telling Katniss about the PETA broadcast and her getting upset about it.
Yeah, you're firmly on Gale's side about that, right? Didn't you say?
Well, I was thinking more about it. I think I'm mostly on Gale's side, but I also understand the argument that infantilizes her and denies her the ability to work with that information.
Well, it kind of takes away her agency.
It does, absolutely. I think the reason why I was like, in this particular situation, I understand why he didn't do it, is because that is specifically weaponized propaganda aimed directly at Katniss's head, designed solely to hurt her.
And fuck with her, yeah.
And
yeah.
And like, I agree that it would be more appropriate. And, you know, as somebody who frequently says, let Katniss make her own decisions. Yeah. The right thing is to tell her. But I also understand in that situation why he was like, this will only hurt her.
Here's my thing. I have complicated feelings about men taking agency away from women and taking decisions away from women.
Yeah.
Especially when the information and hiding information from women, especially when the information is very pertinent to the woman in question.
Yes.
So I have a lot of complicated feelings about that. On the other hand, Katniss is a minor. That's one thing, right? So I don't really blame the adults in the situation for not informing her about this because it's like, you are a child, right? That is specifically being manipulated here by really nefarious people.
And I think that is why I came down a little more on the other side of it.
I understand though why Katniss would feel betrayed. Yeah. And I have complicated feelings about it because I'm like, you should have told her. I do think he should have told her. But also at the same time, like recently, not that long ago, she tried to attack someone with a needle.
Yeah.
So
for sharing information about PETA, I believe.
Yeah.
Didn't she claw Haymitch's eye?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like maybe he was just like, I really like my eyeballs.
I just want to offer that, you know, I've given it more thought and there is nuance and yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
That's completely fair.
I think I would have told her with a face shield on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I do think that particular instance is complicated because it's not like this is information that is in the world and pertinent and, you know, she needs to have it necessarily for X, Y, and Z things. Like this is specifically somebody sent her a letter bomb and I don't want her to open it.
But you know what's so
But I agree that it's not that
awesome.
simple.
You know what's so awesome is that it is complicated.
Yeah, it's great.
It's like Suzanne.
Suze.
So good at
Suze at the end of the day.
3 cheers for Suzanne, honestly.
Right. So anyway.
Yeah. So she asks about Annie and it's like, oh, that's what they're doing to you with Annie. Katniss learns empathy. Check that off your bingo sheet. I'm just kidding.
Wish.
And he says, well, they didn't arrest her because they thought she'd be a wealth of rebel information. They know I'd never have risked telling her anything like that for her own protection. Oh, Finnick, I'm so sorry. No, I'm sorry that I didn't warn you somehow. And she says, you did warn me, though, on the hovercraft. Only when you said they'd use PETA against me, I thought you meant like bait to lure me into the Capitol somehow. I shouldn't have even said that. It was too late for it to be of any help to you. Since I hadn't warned you before the Quarterquell, I should have shut up about how Snow operates. So he like makes a knot and then yanks on it and it becomes a straight line again. It's just
the knots.
Yeah, he makes knots. It's just that I didn't understand when I met you. After your first games, I thought the whole romance was an act on your part. We all expected you'd continue that strategy, but it wasn't until PETA hit the force field and nearly died that I think back to the arena, how I sobbed when Finnick revived PETA, the quizzical look on Finnick's face, the way he'd excused my behavior, blaming it on my pretend pregnancy. That you what? That I knew I'd misjudged you. That you do love him. I'm not saying in what way. Maybe you don't know yourself. She doesn't.
Not even a little fucking bit.
But anyone paying attention could see how much you care about him. Anyone? On Snow's visit before the Victory Tour, he challenged me to erase any doubts of my love for PETA.
You know, fuck that guy.
Convince me, Snow said. It seems under that hot pink sky with PETA's life in limbo, I finally did. And in doing so, I gave him the weapon he needed to break me. And so she asks Finnick, how do you bear it? And he looks at her and he says,
I'm just fucking sad.
I don't,
Yeah,
Katniss.
like shit sucks all the fucking time.
Obviously, I don't. I drag myself out of nightmares each morning and find there's no relief in waking. Better not to give in to it. It takes 10 times as long to put yourself back together as it does to fall apart. The more you can distract yourself, the better. First thing tomorrow, we'll get you your own rope.
Whew.
Now,
this is the therapy they have in District 13. Here's just a little bit of rope.
Not a lot of rope.
Not much, because that's a problem.
Yep.
Just a little bit.
Don't give him a lot. You know,
Maybe like a foot.
Yeah. Yeah. And just do some knots and then undo the knots and then do the knots. And then, I mean, it feels like it would be meditative.
Yeah.
And he gives her his rope in the time being, for the time being.
Very good of him. God, these books are really uplifting.
I like that there's the detail of like, we'll get you your own rope. Until then, use mine. As opposed to like, here's this rope. I'll go get another one.
He's attached to it.
Because he's attached to the... I mean, it's the details.
Yeah,
it's the details.
Good. It makes sense.
Yeah. It's like, this is his emotional support rope.
Yeah, well, yeah, it is.
I'm not wrong. I'm like not being facetious.
This is his emotional support.
I'm not being a shit.
Lord.
Like I'm like literally like this is his emotional support rope.
Yeah.
So he's attached to it at this point. It has kept him going because he can tie and untie knots to his content and do his little meditative activity. But for now, he's giving it to Katniss until she can get her own emotional support rope. What a time.
Yep.
Not one therapist, obviously, in these books. Not one. So
are they going to put this in her arm tattoo? 1 a.m. to 2 a.m. Rope
time.
Yeah.
So they finally get the all clear that they can leave. And she's become a little more popular because of the crazy cat game that has made her more lovable. I mean, there's nothing more fun than watching a cat run around.
Watching a cat be dumb is so fucking fun.
So fun. So I
be
get
dumb
it.
Gracefully.
So...
Although I don't want to talk too much about cats.
Oh, no. This is the cat hour.
The other fun thing about cats is when they fuck up at something.
Yeah.
Because they're usually so graceful. And then every once in a while, they'll just fall off a table. And they're fine. Wouldn't be funny if they got hurt. But like they just fuck up. And it's so funny.
That's kind of how I describe my sister, too. I'm like, my sister's kind of like a cat in that way. She's so graceful. So the opposite of just how I am in every way. She's always like wonderfully put together. So, like, one of those women that has, like, workout sets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where you're like, oh, my God, you look good even at the gym. Whereas I look like a sweaty onion. And am I wrong? I think I stole that phrase from, like, Sarah Scribbles. But I've always considered that to be true about me as well. She looks like a sweaty onion. And like, my sister just always looks gorgeous. And so I'm always like... So, like, every now and then she'll, like, fuck up really badly. And it's hysterical because she's, like, normally so graceful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like once every, like, 6 years she'll fuck up. And it's hilarious. So now they got to go up, check things out. I guess they probably want to get some... Yeah, they want to get some footage of the damage, but establish that everyone's fine.
Oh, yeah, and Katniss just has an understandable panic attack, not panic attack, breakdown the entire time. Because she's like, if I do anything to help the cause, he's going to hurt PETA.
Yeah. Oh, wait, but also you fucking got so pissed because Finnick asked for coffee.
Oh,
and
God.
then he notices that Katniss doesn't like the coffee, so he puts some sugar in her coffee and does like a cute callback to when they first met, where he says, "Want a sugar cube?" And it's a joke, right? He's obviously not hitting on this child. And Gale is like glaring at them.
I've had enough of this dude. I've had enough of this dude.
I would play it 10 times if I could, but I'm not going to.
Why are you so...
Fuck this dude. What an ass. Like, dude, you put your fucking dick back in your pants. There's more important things right now.
Oh, and she's also like, oh, maybe he thinks there's something going on with us.
Here's what's funny. This is exactly how I acted when he did it the first time, and I didn't realize he was joking. So Gale and I are actually the same in this moment, and I am not happy about that.
Wait, you and Gale are the same about what?
When Finnick did this the first time and I didn't realize this was a joke, I reacted almost the same way Gale did, which was like, fuck you, to stop it. That's fucking weird. Right?
Yeah.
Now, here's where I disagree with what I just said. I think Gale's like, this is my girlfriend.
Yeah, I don't think it's a like, she's a minor and you're an adult. I think it's a like, I'm a man.
I've had enough of this dude.
Feeling threatened.
I have had enough of this dude. Put him back outside. He can't come inside.
No bunker for you.
You can go sleep in the forest, you fucking fuckface.
Yeah. So, yeah, and she worries that he saw her go to Phoenix last night.
Oh, no. Oh,
and
fuck
like
you, Gale.
that he is mad that she sought out Finnick's company instead of his.
Oh, shut the fuck up. If you cared about her, you wouldn't care. If you cared about her and she went to talk to somebody else and felt better... I'm not saying like you wouldn't be like, yeah, go fuck everybody you want if you have a crush. And so that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like if your priority is her happiness and she has a friend and she's talking to the friend that's making her happier, don't get up your own ass because she's not talking to you.
Also, you have to realize that like she and Finnick
have shared a number of
shared
things.
Experience that they're, commiserating over that you can't, like, I'm sorry, but you can't understand, like you can sympathize but not empathize with what Katniss is going through.
Because I've had enough of this dude.
Right? Like Gale's whole family is with them and is fine.
Yep.
Everyone Gale cares about is in this room.
Is safe.
Like he knows exactly where they are. So he cannot possibly understand the level of trauma that Katniss has undergone and the fact that he resents her for seeking out people like, and like I get that Peeta, like obviously she has feelings for, but that she's seeking out people like Peeta and Gale, like Peeta and Finnick. Like he cannot possibly resent her for seeking out these people who are helping her get through this fucking trauma. Anyway.
He's such a fucking...
So her prep team slaps her in the suit and some makeup. Why not? They get up there. She finds out it's September. So
what night? There you go. I was going for a different one.
Which one are you going to?
No, it's the same song. Never mind. It's just a different part of it.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
21st
night of
September.
Yeah, I said December like an idiot.
September. Okay. One of my favorite wedding songs. Like if that song plays, I'm on the floor every time.
I can't get that high. Yeah, I can. Okay.
I saw them at the Hollywood Bowl years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
And they still can hit those notes.
I bet they can.
They're like,
never was a cloudy day.
I don't know exactly how old they are, but I think they're like in their they were in their 70s.
I have that stuck in my
head. They could still hit those notes. I was impressed.
All right.
They sounded good. Anyway.
I can't play it because it'll get copyright flagged, which is what happened when I played fucking Sandstorm for 30 fucking seconds. Thanks, Metallica. This is all your fault. That's not a Metallica song. It's because Metallica is responsible for the Digital Millennium Copyright Act.
Oh.
Which is funny because then one time Metallica played music on YouTube and the video got flagged by the Digital Millennium Copyright Act.
No. One of those fuck around and find out situations. Though, you know what? I do agree that people shouldn't just be able to play your stuff with impunity.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. I get it. It's a tricky situation. So they're looking around. Oh yeah, she's figured out that he's had Peeta.
The DMCA is more complicated than that. I was simplifying it.
Thank you for the clarification.
Yes.
That Snow has had Peeta in his clutches for 5, maybe 6 weeks. Okay, if Guz and I are for anything, it's for paying artists. Like, let's be honest. Let's be real about that. Okay. But, they look around at what has been destroyed. And Haymitch is asking questions. Cressida's filming. Oh, and the roses are there. Yeah, it's
so
strewn
extra.
With fresh pink and red
roses.
And again,
fucking extra.
And again, this man was meant for the stage. He was meant for theater. It's really too bad that he's a president.
He lives and dies for the drama.
Absolutely loves a moment. And Katniss yells, "Don't touch them. They're for me." Which,
what are you going to do?
I know, it's like kind of hysterical because you can read it as like, if you are unaware of Katniss's like weird, like Rose relationship with President Snow, I feel like you could read into that as like, okay, B, like we're not going to touch your roses. Like
you can have them.
Yeah. So it's did Snow's second delivery.
Did she ever like tell him about how much she hates the roses, or did he just like
just decided?
He just like read
again,
the book.
It's him being the wet
it's so
bandit.
Fucking dramatic.
It's him deciding that she is going to know what his message is, that this is his calling card. He is the wet bandit.
It's so extra. I
That's
love
what they're
it
going to
so
call them.
fucking much, man.
He's the flower of power. That's his bad guy name.
He does too much.
Snow.
All you had to do was
if
put her
Ballad
sister
of
in the
Song-
arena. None of this would have been happening.
If Ballad of Songbirds does not have him in some kind of theater, get rejected from some kind of theater program, I'm going to call bullshit on this whole thing.
Yeah. Oh.
What? I didn't want to be a dictator. My daddy wanted me to be.
I just remembered a very unfortunate real world equivalent of an artist who became a dictator. I forgot about that while we were making all these jokes.
That's why I was making those jokes.
Oh, okay. Well, I forgot about that one. All right, let's keep moving.
There's nothing inherently funny about that. I'm just saying
yeah, okay.
that there is a history here where it's like, maybe we should let artists be artists and not fuck around with that. Anyway, so Snow knows exactly what he's doing to me. It's like having Cinna beaten to a pulp while I watch from the tribute tube, designed to unhinge me in the most dramatic way possible.
Truly.
He loves a moment.
He's an artist.
He truly is.
No,
I'm saying.
I think he needs some refining.
Oh, well, obviously.
I'm not saying that is. I'm not saying like he's an artiste. I'm saying like
he hasn't had any formal
he's
training.
Deeply dramatic.
But he, like, truly, I think, has untapped potential in the theater. Oh, and Katniss also is like, the coffee was a huge mistake. What I didn't need was a stimulant.
What happens. Unfortunately.
I get it. Like, I can't drink coffee because I'm too sensitive to it. It makes me feel like, I think mixed with my ADHD meds especially, it makes me feel like my soul is leaving my body.
Yeah.
I've probably talked about this before, but it's like so unsettling.
It's still true.
And it's like so bad that I actually think that I, like, when it happens, that I might actually be dying. And so just in case, I will turn to Gus and go, I really, really love you. And he'll go, oh yeah, it's happening again because you had coffee. And now it's gotten to a point where like even caffeinated tea fucks me up.
Man, your 30s.
I know. It's really bad. Well, mixed with the ADHD medication.
Oh yeah, well that'll yeah.
Well, which I've been on since I was 16 and I would have caffeine all the time. And God, I'm so productive when I have both. God, I'm so productive. I could fucking fight a bear. But at what cost? I could, because I'm having a panic attack by 3.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So she goes, so what exactly do you need from me again? And Cressida goes,
oh yeah, just be like, I'm here.
what was my voice for Cressida?
I don't know.
Because I'm trying to decide if it was like cool girl. Probably. Because she's played by Natalie Dormer in something.
Oh, cool.
Just a few quick lines that show you're alive. Well, because that's Joanna Mason, though. So I'm going to go a different route. Just a few quick lines that show you're alive and still fighting. That's good. That's new.
That's good.
Okay. She said, okay. I'm sorry. I've got nothing. And Cressida goes, you feeling okay? How about we do the old Q&A thing? Yeah, that would help, I think, as my soul's ascending from my body. So she looks at Finnick. He gives her a thumbs up. The trauma brigade over here.
They're all having a great time.
So Cressida gets into position. She goes, so, Katniss, you survived the Capitol bombing of 13. How did it compare with what you experienced on the ground in 8?
She's like, well, I'm having a horrible time.
And she says, we were so far underground this time, there was no real danger. 13's alive and well, and so am... Try the line again. 13's alive and well, and so am I. 13's alive, and so... I swear I can still smell those roses.
Yeah, well...
Katniss, it's just one line and you're done today. I promise. 13's alive and well, and so am I. So she, like, tries to loosen herself up, and she feels like she's going to throw up, and she starts crying.
I mean, yeah.
Oof. It's impossible to be the Mockingjay. Impossible to complete even this one sentence, because now I know that everything I say will be directly taken out on Peeta, result in his torture, but not his death. No, nothing so merciful as that. Snow will ensure that his life is much worse than death. Cut. I hear Cressida say quietly, "Ooh, what's wrong with her?" Plutarch says under his breath, she's figured out how Snow's using PETA, says Finnick. There's something like a collective sigh of regret from the semicircle of people spread out before me. They're like, who told her?
So here's my question. Is this the same as Gail not telling her about the video? Because I kind of feel like it is.
Okay, here's the thing. It is.
But the narrative doesn't treat it that way.
But I feel like I cannot blame a group of adults for not
I agree.
further traumatizing a traumatized child.
I agree with you. Yes, okay.
Like, I feel like they were like, I feel like that's the adult's business to know.
Sure.
And, like, if she figures it out, we'll be there for her, but we're not going to actively tell her.
Sure. Okay.
And I feel like that's a bigger thing than like they're using PETA as propaganda purposes, because Katniss already kind of knew that.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
You know, because she saw that interview before. So like this wasn't new information necessarily. It was just like further information that he was keeping from her, as opposed to let's keep the fact that they're like definitely torturing him every time Katniss opens her mouth from her.
Sure. Okay. That makes sense.
Because we don't want to traumatize an already traumatized child.
Yeah.
/ they're also definitely using her. But also, I don't think that these are necessarily adults with her best other than Haymitch, with her best interests in mind.
None
Whereas
of them.
Gail was Katniss's friend.
That's a good point.
I also think that that's real. It's like, these are capital people.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think that they're
that
like...
is the issue, actually.
They really see Katniss as a person.
Yeah. That's a big problem with Gail's things. He put them and the cause first.
Yeah.
That's
like something we can expect from the capital people, but like Katniss should have someone in her life that will put her first.
Yes. Yes.
Because like we all know Kudzu's not going to.
No.
Like Kudzu's favorite is definitely Prim.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So like, and you know what? I'm being too hard on Kudzu, but I'm like, but Katniss, this is how Katniss feels about Kudzu.
Yes.
I don't necessarily think this about Kudzu, but Katniss sure as fuck is still like really hurt by Kudzu.
Yeah.
And Haymitch, Katniss doesn't trust right now because he put Katniss before PETA.
Ironically, yes. By putting her first.
Now she doesn't trust Haymitch.
Yes, but it makes sense.
Who she, I think, would normally have gone to for the problems that she's having, right? And Gail, the one person I think she really thought, like, I can rely on to give me the information I need, kept it from her.
Gail is too in love with being a revolutionary.
The man sees himself as Enjolras.
Yeah, and by the way...
From Les Miserables.
Is he doing the right thing in the geopolitical scheme? Yeah, probably.
And he's really more of a Bronte, if you know what I mean. Anyway.
I don't.
The Les Mis girlies know.
I'm glad. Take it away. Is this when like she goes, they have to put her into a medical coma or something?
What?
They put her, she falls asleep for a while.
Oh yeah, they say that, she can't do this anymore. Well, first she like has a complete fucking panic attack.
Yeah, she loses it, understandably.
Several sets of arms would embrace me, but in the end, the only person I truly want to comfort me is Haymitch. Because he loves PETA too. I reach out for him and say something like his name, and he's there holding me and patting my back. This is what she's needed from the beginning.
I haven't had enough of this dude. This guy's great.
He says, it's okay. It'll be okay, sweetheart. And he sits me on a length of broken marble pillar and keeps an arm around me while I sob. Meanwhile, Gail is quaking that a man is touching Katniss. No, he's not. But like, honestly.
This isn't very much alpha behavior, bro. That's not what Gail's really like, but that is what he's like in my head.
She says, all I can think of is what he's going to do to PETA because I'm the Mockingjay. Okay, that voice crack
was
an accident.
That was good.
But was also a paid actor.
Yeah, good one.
So that voice crack was a paid actor.
Well done.
And she says, it's my fault. And then I cross some line into hysteria and there's a needle in my arm.
Yeah, I got to sedate her again.
Their answer to this is always fucking sedating her.
Oh my God, you guys.
It's really like, can the woman not have a fucking mental breakdown in peace?
Can women not do anything?
Like, how many times
God forbid.
have I been hysterical in our relationship over something? No one sedated me.
No.
I just like cried through it and I ended up okay.
So extra, these guys.
Why are they not letting her cry through her cry? Let her cry her cry.
If Snow and the Capitol are theater kid rejects. District 13 are like burnt out, disillusioned engineer rejects.
Yes.
You know? And I say this with a lot of love in my heart for engineers. It's just like, oh, that didn't work. Next thing.
Human emotion, I cannot.
Utilitarianism.
Yeah.
She's having an emotion. Sedate her.
We can't deal with it. We can't handle it. Whereas our acting teachers would be like, yes, more.
Yeah, man. Some acting teachers.
Some acting teachers.
It's just like, so tell me about some really fucked up traumatic shit that happened to you. It's like, I am 18 years old.
I'm going to use it on you in class.
I just don't think that's a good teaching technique.
And then they're like, why are the acting students having so many emotional problems? Like, I wonder why.
Huh.
I mean, all due respect to engineers, but they're not being asked to bring up their childhood traumas in class.
I just don't see how that's relevant to building a bridge.
They're like, cry over your friend.
While you do this math.
It's your dead sister. Say your sister's name. Fuck.
I'm just trying to do a scene from, I don't know, the fucking Cat in the Hat musical. Come on, Seussical over here.
Or like, you'll be doing the seagull and they'll be like, who here has touched a dead animal? Show us how you've done it. That's a real story.
Yeah, I know. I love this job.
They're like, describe what happened and show us how you picked up this dead animal.
Yeah.
So that we can know how to pick up a dead animal in class. How should Nina pick up this dead seagull?
Doesn't he hand it to her?
Yeah, but how should she hold it in her hand?
Oh, sure, okay.
Because it's a dead animal. So we need to ask one of the students,
does
anyone have a direct trauma?
All of the people who are not theater kids, which is probably at least half of our audience, has turned off the podcast.
No. They're going to be messaging me like, you okay? I'm fine.
What is the seagull? And I'll go like, I don't know what I mean. That's not what I mean.
I don't know what to do with my hands. Okay, but the people who did do theater are cackling right now. They're like, oh my God, I know the seagull. Yeah, no. I just remember that one particular moment. It was
great anyway, depressing play.
Where he was
also funny.
Where some teacher of mine was like, who here is such a dead animal to show our Nina? And then made her like reenact the whole experience for us so that we could like copy her so that we would all know as Nina's how to hold the seagull, the dead seagull.
You know, I get it.
And I was like, this is art. At the time, I was like, this is what art is. And now I'm a little bit, as a 30-year-old, a little bit like, I'm also a little fucked up though, to make a girl like recount this time that she like cradled a dead animal in her arms and
made
her reenact it physically for the class.
I don't know. I feel like Nina didn't want to touch that fucking seagull anyway, so that kind of misses the point of this anyway.
Yeah,
that's
I don't think she handled the seagull lovingly.
I don't think she even touches the seagull. I think Constantine just comes in with.
I'm pretty sure he
never mind.
throws it.
We have to stop.
I'm
we
pretty
have
sure
to move
he throws
on.
it on the ground in front of her. But whatever. Anyway, that was for the few seagull fans out there.
Yes.
Well, no, you know what? It's a pretty famous play. Anyway,
is it not Constantine? It's the other guy. Whatever. Please continue. Treplev? No, Treplev's.
Wasn't Treplev? Anyway, whatever. So she wakes up and Hamish is by the bed. His skin is waxen. His eyes bloodshot.
Oh, wait. It's Constantine Treplev. They're both
boom!
Okay.
Shit. Sorry, Petey. I scared the shit out of the
a triple glissando. That's a big one.
A glissando. That's a word I haven't heard in a while. Okay. So, yeah.
So they sit there.
Hamish looks like shit more than usual. Which is hard when he's played by Woody Harrelson in something.
Continuing on.
He says, it's all right. We're going to try to get PETA out. What?
Hell yeah.
Plutarch's sending a rescue team. He has people on the inside. He thinks we can get PETA back alive. Why didn't we before? Good question, Katniss, honestly.
Too much risk, probably.
Because they thought she'd be fine to be the Mockingjay while PETA was getting tortured.
Well, they don't really give a shit about her.
Answer.
Yeah, because they don't fucking care about her is the answer. They only care about her and how far they can use her. And life is pain in these books, and everything sucks.
And we're going to just be okay with them torturing a child.
All she ever wanted to do was not let her sister die. Now here she is, the head of a revolution, and she doesn't care about but also knows
Well,
the right thing
maybe
to
she
do.
should have let her sister die if she didn't want to be the head of a revolution. Think about it in advance.
That's not what I mean.
I don't know what to do with my hands, says Katniss.
Oh,
I was an actress.
the patron is going to crater after this. Fucking nerds.
You know what we could do? We could do to deal with it? Take a shot of vodka.
There you go.
That's the sequel reference. Also. Anyway, it's fine. Okay, I do know one person who's listening who thinks this is funny.
Yes.
Both of us know one person who thinks this is funny. Anyway.
Yes.
So, yeah, she's like, why didn't we before?
What's up, Ben?
What's up, Ben?
Yeah.
We love you. Okay. Because it's costly. Not everyone agrees this is the right thing to do. It's the same choice we made in the arena. To do whatever it takes to keep you going. We can't lose the Mockingjay now. And you can't perform unless you know Snow can't take it out on PETA.
You know, it's really funny that it's a bird. Your symbol is a bird, consider.
The seagull!
You know,
I am the seagull.
you could
No,
sum up
that's not right.
Katniss's plot in
I'm the
this book so
Mockingjay.
far as her going, I am the Mockingjay. That's not what I
That's not
mean.
what I mean.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
I'm not a good actress.
Wait, does that
Jesus fucking God.
does that make Gale Trigorin?
Oh my God.
Gale's Trigorin.
Or is he Treplev?
Well, it depends on how he turns out.
Which one? Okay, so
No, he's Treplev, because Treplev is the one who has a crush on her. If you don't know the plot of The Seagull, I'm really sorry.
well, because I feel like
Treplev has a crush on her. She entertains it. She falls for Trigorin. Trigorin's the famous author.
right. I kind of feel like would Gale shoot a seagull to prove a point to Katniss?
Yes. He had, oh my God, he had the whole fucking, wait, oh my
What?
God, he had the whole fucking thing about how do you snare a hummingbird.
Oh my God. Wait, do you think Suzanne Collins just read The Seagull and was like, I know what to do?
I know what I'm doing with this shit. Does that make,
Does that make PETA Trigorin?
Does that make Coin Arena?
I forget who Arena is.
Arena's her mother, who is a famous actress.
Oh, yeah.
And Nina's trying to evoke Irina's career, but can't do it.
Oh, could be.
So, yeah, I guess that... oh, my God. Oh, my God. Okay, we have to stop.
No, okay, but like...
Now I'm really into this.
Now I'm really in this essay, we will write how the parallels between The Seagull and Mockingjay.
Oh, boy.
Okay, but our friend Ben is quaking.
He's having a great time.
He's quaking over this episode and will be sending me his thoughts for sure.
Yeah, okay.
About and I bet I will get a full cast list of who is whom from Ben. Ben, you have an assignment.
Is Haymitch Dorn the doctor?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Haymitch is Dorn the doctor.
Once a popular and handsome ladies' man.
Yeah. And now just like drinks vodka and is sad?
Kind of. It's been a minute.
It has been a minute. I just assume that every character that is in a Chekhov plays drinks vodka and is sad. And I think I hit about 90% of them.
That's usually correct. I love Chekhov, by the way. We're going to move on now.
No. I don't think Gale would ever kill something to prove a point to Katniss.
I don't believe you, and I feel like you're alley-lighting me. Or alighting me. Is Prim the seagull? Is Buttercup the seagull?
I was just going to say he kills Buttercup.
No.
Well, they did say they'd shoot the cat.
They did.
What if he shoots the cat?
I am the cat. That's not what I mean.
Shoot the cat. The lesser known Save the Cat. By, what's his name, Blake Snyder?
I don't know.
I don't know. That's the writer, I think. Anyway.
It's going to be our least downloaded episode ever.
Because it's like all just fucking theater in jokes, but it's all
Yes.
Snow's fault. It's
Skip
all
this
fucking
one.
Snow's fault.
Skip that one. It's
no.
nothing but Mockingjay seagull jokes.
You know what?
There's like 7 possible titles
They're
for
going to be
this
like,
one.
why have like purchases of the Seagull like spiked
skyrocketed
a little bit?
in like Norway, Australia, the United Kingdom, and parts of North America.
with like a tiny spike.
Yeah.
But like a tiny but real spike.
Oh my god.
Anyway, it's the seagull.
I feel like the title has to be I Am the Mockingjay, That's Not What I Mean.
It's so funny.
At first I thought it was going to be Bake the Breadboy.
No, it's definitely
It's gotta
gotta
be
be
I Am the Mockingjay, That's Not What I Mean.
And Ben, everyone's like, who is Ben? He's a friend of ours in college and he listens to the podcast from college. But he's going to he's going to see the title and be like, these fuckers did not. And we're going to be like, this episode is dedicated to Ben. Ben,
is.
we love you. Thanks for listening.
All right. Okay. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So, yeah, they're going to go get fucking PETA.
And it works out.
Boggs is going to lead it. It's volunteer only. And Hamish says, it was volunteer only, but he pretended not to notice me waving my hand in the air.
I love this guy.
Hamish is the funniest fuck in these books. It's so funny. And he said, see, he's already demonstrated good judgment. Something's wrong. Hamish is trying a little too hard to cheer me up. It's not really his style. So who else volunteered? I think there were 7 altogether, he says evasively. I get a bad feeling in the pit of my stomach. Who else, Hamish? Hamish finally drops the good-natured act. You know who else, Katniss. You know who stepped up first. Of course I do. Gale.
Good for him. I was going to play the button, but you know what? Good for him. Is that the chapter?
And that's the end of chapter 11.
Oh my god.
But that's not what I mean.
She doesn't know what to do with her hands.
Oh my god, everyone's gonna hate us. All right, chapter 12 for those of you who are still listening.
Yes.
Today I might lose both of them.
Well, you could lose one. That would be fine.
I try to imagine
No,
a world
wouldn't.
where both Gale's and PETA's voices have ceased.
Oh, we weren't sad enough already.
Hands stilled, eyes unblinking.
Hands? Well, at least they know what to do with them then.
Oh, my God!
I feel like I should give context for this. The character, Nina... No, actually, if you don't know what's going on and you've come this far, I want you to stay in the dark or look it up yourself. I think it's more fun that way.
Apparently, I was talking to somebody who said that they saw Natalie Portman play Nina.
Oh, that's cool.
And that she was quite good. Because Nina's a hard role. We've talked about this many times. And I don't know why I'm still talking about the fucking seagull.
It's a great play.
We talk so much about the seagull in our marriage, and I have like no fucking idea why this play has such a fucking
Because I
impact
love
on us.
Chekhov, and that is the Chekhov play that you did in college, or you did scenes from.
I did scenes from. I was Nina.
And hilariously, your acting teacher said, we're going to play it like it's a drama.
My acting teacher is brilliant.
Great guy. Wonderful guy.
I disagreed with that decision.
Yes.
I did disagree.
Wonderful
with that.
artist. Love his work.
Wonderful. Did disagree with that.
Yeah.
And that's fair, I think. Okay. I'm standing over their bodies, having a last look, leaving the room where they lie. You know, to a certain extent, I do feel like she might be dwelling on this in an unhealthy way.
You think?
And as someone who has dwelled on things in an unhealthy way, I think I can say that. I truly, one of my brain's favorite things to do is dwell on things in an unhealthy way. So like, you know, and I'm working on it a lot. And so I feel like I have the authority to say, you know what? Sometimes we need to go outside and touch grass. We need to play crazy cat with the cat. We need to not be like mulling over these thoughts for too long. A pale gray nothingness is all my future holds. Do you want me to have them sedate you until it's over? Asks Hamish, again being the funniest fuck in these books.
It's funny, but it's also like, yeah, that's what you did your entire life, bud.
Yeah, she says, he's not joking. This is a man who spent his adult life at the bottom of a bottle trying to anesthetize himself. Great word, Katniss.
Great word.
Against the capital's crimes. The 16-year-old boy who won the second quarter quell must have had people he loved. Family, friends, a sweetheart, maybe. A sweetheart, maybe. Because he's a sweetheart. That he fought to get back to. Where are they now? How is it that until PETA and I were thrust upon him, there was no one at all in his life? What did Snow do to them? Good fucking question, Katniss. Perhaps you should have asked that. Katniss is learning empathy this book. That is Katniss's journey. She's learning empathy for other people's suffering.
Is this when they do the honest interview thing?
I don't know. Hold on. Let me see.
Because that hasn't happened yet, and we haven't gotten to the point where Finnick shattered my heart into a million fucking pieces. I don't regret the way I responded the first time he showed up, but I get it. I understand now. I didn't know this then.
No, and I was saying to people who
you
were
had to go into chat and be like,
coming for you.
Chill out.
And I was like, let him have the journey. Let him have the journey. We all had to go on the journey with Finnick. We all thought Finnick was creepy at first. We all did. Unless you just weren't paying attention to the content of that scene because the actor who plays him in some movie,
I don't know,
something, is very nice looking. And that's what I'll say about that. Very nice looking. So she says she wants to be a part of the rescue mission, and Haymitch goes, they're gone.
Sorry.
How long ago did they leave? I could catch up. No, you can't.
Good effort, though.
And he shakes his head and he says, it'll never happen. You're too valuable and too vulnerable. There was talk of sending you to another district to divert the capital's attention while the rescue takes place, but no one felt you could handle it. Please, Haymitch, I have to do something. I can't just sit here waiting to hear if they died. There must be something I can do. All right, so Finnick goes to talk to Plutarch about what Katniss can do, which is fucking nothing.
Not much, but they do, because they have to do this whole propaganda thing to distract.
And they find Haymitch sprawled out on his stomach, and he's in his own shadowy, muted drugland. But she rouses him, even though
she feels bad
mean.
about.
Yeah, she thinks it's mean, but she's like, I have to. And he says to her, don't you see, Katniss? This will decide things, one way or the other. By the end of the day, they'll either be dead or with us. It's more than we could hope for. Well, that's a sunny view of our situation.
Very uplifting.
Katniss is also very fucking
She's funny as fuck, man.
And yet there's something calming about the idea that this torment could come to an end. So Haymitch says that they are going to film an interview to distract the Capitol.
Yes.
And that's how they'll help.
And it's horrifically depressing.
So Cressida asks, how did you meet PETA? When I met PETA, I was 11 years old, and I was almost dead. Which is not 100% true, because
she was almost,
she technically met him when she was like much younger, right? Because he noticed her at school.
She didn't really remember him very well. Yeah, I mean, whatever.
Yeah,
for all intents and purposes. I thought you meant I was on the verge of death. She became
aware of him that day. I talk about that awful day that I tried to sell the baby clothes in the rain, how PETA's mother chased me from the bakery door, and how, could you imagine if she was still alive and she was like, oh, fuck.
My bad.
I look bad. And how he took a beating to bring me the loaves of bread that saved our lives. Maybe that's why he choked her, because she talked shit about his mom in the interview. His dead mom. We had never even spoken. The first time I ever talked to PETA was on the train to the games. But he was already in love with you. I guess so. How are you doing with the separation? How do you think I'm fucking doing? Anyway,
bad.
Not well. I know at any moment Snow could kill him, especially since he warned 13 about the bombing. It's a terrible thing to live with. But because of what they're putting him through, I don't have any reservations anymore about doing whatever it takes to destroy the Capitol. I'm finally free. President Snow once admitted to me that the Capitol was fragile. At the time, I didn't know what he meant. It was hard to see clearly because I was so afraid. Now I'm not. The Capitol's fragile because it depends on the districts for everything. Food, energy, even the peacekeepers that police us. If we declare our freedom, the Capitol collapses.
Yes.
President Snow, thanks to you, I'm officially declaring mine today. I've been sufficient, if not dazzling. I love Katniss.
She says, good enough.
Everyone loves the bread story.
Breadboy.
But it's my message to President Snow that gets the wheels spinning in Plutarch's brain. He hastily calls Finnick and Haymitch over, and they have a brief but intense conversation that I can see Haymitch isn't happy with.
All right, everybody.
Plutarch seems to win. Finnick's pale but nodding his head by the end of it. And Finnick moves to take my seat before the camera. Haymitch tells him, you don't have to do this.
It's gonna get a little bit triggering.
Yes, I do. If it will help her. I'm ready. And he has the rope in his hand. The emotional support rope. The hope rope. Oh. I don't know what to expect. A love story about Annie? An account of the abuses in District 4? But Finnick Odair takes a completely different tack.
It's so much worse, Katniss. It's so much worse. It's horrible.
So bad.
And Haymitch, thank God for Haymitch, fucking just...
I'm going to drop a hot trigger warning.
Yeah.
For this conversation.
Yeah, man.
And maybe we should also do one at the beginning of the show.
Blocked the fucking shit out of this happening to you two.
God, thank God.
Yes. So if you don't know what happens in this part, is a content advisory for upsetting,
really
sexual
upsetting
related
shit.
Stuff and grooming. And, you probably read it.
But if you haven't. And
you don't want to hear that
for
shit.
Fun,
yeah, skip.
Yeah, we'll
you
have
made
some
it through the seagull.
Markers. We made it through the seagull. All right. So I'm not going to actually read it in Finnick's own words, but essentially, because I'm like, you know what? I don't need to do that. I started to, and then I was like, I'm not gonna.
No.
I'm going to spare us all this reenactment because I think, you know what? That's fucking fair. So essentially, if a victor was considered desirable, the president gives them as reward or allows people to buy them for an exorbitant amount of money.
It's so fucked up.
If you refuse,
it's also so predictable that this would happen.
Kill someone you love.
I hate this man.
So Katniss is like, oh, that explains Finnick's parade of lovers, which weren't actually lovers. And then she thinks about the old peacekeeper Cray.
Oh man, fuck that guy.
And it's like, oh, Finnick is like those girls.
Yeah.
And she thinks, I want to interrupt the taping and beg Finnick's forgiveness for every false thought I've ever had about him.
I felt the same way.
Let's maybe think about the fact that people might be going through shit. And it is not uncommon for people who have suffered from sexual abuse to become hypersexual.
Yeah.
It is not uncommon.
That's true.
And we don't talk about it enough.
We do not.
That is a form of trauma expression.
That is true.
Also, though, people who are hypersexual, good for them if they are and have no trauma attached to it. Good for them. That is fine. Do what you want. And also good for you if you have trauma and you are hypersexual. Who gives a fuck? But also maybe go see a therapist if you have some trauma surrounding that. So maybe we just don't judge people for that. As long as they're not hurting anybody. And he says that he was the most popular, even though he wasn't the only one. So then he talks about how his patrons, which is what he calls them, which is,
yeah, not great,
would make presents of money or jewelry, but I found a much more valuable form of payment. And then she thinks about the secrets.
Yep.
So everything about Finnick starts to make sense.
Yep.
But she thought the whole arrangement was by choice.
It's not good. And
this part I will read. Secrets. And this is what you're going to want to stay tuned, presidents. I'm going to fix that. Secrets. And this is where you're going to want to stay tuned, President Snow, because so very many of them were about you. But let's begin with some of the others. Finnick begins to weave a tapestry so rich in detail that you can't doubt its authenticity. I fucking loves Finnick's tea time. I don't love that he was forced to do this. But I fucking am like, spill all the secrets.
Get him.
Tales of strange sexual appetites, betrayals of the heart, bottomless greed, and bloody power plays. Drunken secrets whispered over damp pillowcases in the dead of night. Finnick was someone bought and sold. A district slave. A handsome one, certainly, but in reality, harmless. Who would he tell? And who would believe him if he did? But some secrets are too delicious not to share. I don't know the people Finnick names. All seem to be prominent capital citizens. But I know from listening to the chatter of my prep team, the attention the most mild slip in judgment can draw. If a bad haircut can lead to hours of gossip, what will charges of incest, backstabbing, blackmail, and arson produce? Even as the waves of shock and recrimination roll over the capital, the people there will be waiting, as I am now, to hear about the president.
Yep.
And now, on to our good president, Coriolanus Snow.
Oh, that's his first name. Now I can know.
Such a young man when he rose to power. Such a clever one to keep it. How, you must ask yourself, did he do it? One word. That's all you really need to know.
Poison.
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 Finnick goes back to Snow's political ascension, which I know nothing of, and works his way up to the president, pointing out case after case of the mysterious deaths of Snow's adversaries, or even worse, his allies, who had the potential to become threats. People dropping dead at a feast, or slowly, inexplicably declining into shadows over a period of months, blamed on bad shellfish, elusive viruses, or an overlooked weakness in the aorta. Snow drinking from the poisoned cup himself to deflect suspicion. But antidotes don't always work.
Yeah.
They say
blood.
that's why he wears the roses that reek of perfume. They say it's to cover the scent of blood from the mouth sores that will never heal.
That's fun.
They say. Snow has a list and no one knows who will be next. Poison. The perfect weapon for a snake. Since my opinion of the Capitol and its noble president...
A mic drop moment. That
already
was.
So low. Yeah, Sue's just flipping the table over once again. I can't say Finnick's allegations shock me. They seem to have far more effect on the displaced Capitol rebels like my crew and Fulvia. Even Plutarch occasionally reacts in surprise, maybe wondering how a specific tidbit passed him by. When Finnick finishes, they just keep the cameras rolling until finally he has to be the one to say, cut.
This is depressing.
So then Katniss goes up to Haymitch and says, is that what happened to you? Which, there might have been a more delicate way to ask that. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, but whatever. They're all in the trauma club, I guess.
You know what? Yeah, I guess that's true. And he says, no.
Can we go back to the seagull jokes? This is depressing. But it's good.
He says, no, they were the seagull.
God damn it.
Anyway, no. My mother and younger brother, my girl, they were all dead 2 weeks after I was crowned victor. Because of that stunt I pulled with the force field. Snow had no one to use against me.
Sucks.
I'm surprised he didn't just kill you. Again, there could have been a nicer way to say that, but whatever.
I get it, you
know
know.
what? Tact is not
She's not in a
Katniss's thing.
good headspace.
They don't call her tactness. You know what I mean? That was bad, but whatever.
I like it. Keep it. Print it.
Oh no. I was the example. The person to hold up to the young Finnicks and Joannas and Cashmeres of what could happen to a victor who caused problems. But he knew he had no leverage against me.
This is uplifting.
So puts Cashmere into perspective as well. And Gloss.
Which one was
The brother and sister team.
Oh, God.
There is some speculation about what might have happened to Cashmere and Gloss.
No, my God.
There's speculation. Anyway.
No, God, please, no, no.
Now, here's my thing about it. This is handled really well.
Incredibly well. Phenomenally well. Yeah, I'm not no-godding this because I don't like that it's written or that it's written this way. I'm no-godding this because it's incredibly well done.
Yeah.
And extremely upsetting and comes at a very pivotal moment.
But that's the thing. It centers the victim.
Yes.
It's supposed to be extremely upsetting.
Yes.
And, like, in no way is it titillating. It's just fucking gross
it's just
and awful.
Fucked.
Yeah. Well done, Suze.
Yeah.
Really depressed us
You know
today.
what? This is going to be the saddest success horn ever. But
she
you get one.
successfully wrote about this kind of trauma well, in my opinion.
Yes. All right.
And I haven't really ever heard anyone critique it. I think it's pretty across the board considered to be pretty
good.
well done.
I'm sure there's some things I could quibble with if I tried, but no, I like it. It's well done.
And yeah, he says, but he knew he had no one to leverage against me until PETA and I came along.
Oh,
I don't even get a shrug in return. Oh, big stretch, PETA boy. So they're done and the team's editing it all together and BT gets it all through. And like the Capitol really tries to fight all of it. But
yes.
They managed to get like all of the stuff on Snow in and everything. And they're like really happy about it. Oh, wait, no. This is funny. Most of my interview doesn't make the cut.
Yeah.
Just enough to show I'm alive and still defiant. It is Finnick's salacious and gory account of the Capitol that takes the day. So, like,
Well, I
she
mean-
thinks, is BT's skill improving, or are his counterparts in the capital a little too fascinated to want to tune Finnick out?
They're like, no, let him cook. Let him cook. It's fine. Let him cook.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
we're
like,
working
you know what?
on
Actually,
it.
I really didn't like that guy. So they're just so like, I mean, that's so the capital, though. You know what I mean? They're so voyeuristic that seeing people that are like popular humiliated in public, they're gonna be like, no, let him cook. Actually, this is really interesting to me.
Absolutely fucking wild.
So yeah, they basically do this all to distract them, which, you know what? By doing a bunch of salacious shit about all these like prominent capital members, I bet they were fucking distracted.
Yes.
That they were really fucking distracted. Yeah, BT just using his abilities to send shockwaves through the capital.
Good man.
Oh yeah, and then BT takes them to another room to show us how the team, with the help of the rebel insiders, has attempted to free the victors from an underground prison. It seems to have involved knockout gas distributed by the ventilation system, a power failure, the detonation of a bomb in a government building several miles from the prison, and now the disruption of the broadcast. Oh damn. Maybe there were people in that government building.
What? Probably.
Ooh.
What? It's a war.
So you're saying that the massacre of innocents is okay in war?
No, I'm saying it's a war and it's a federal facility, and I'm not saying that's chill, but like.
But what about like the secretary? She didn't do anything wrong.
Okay, now
Seems like a slippery slope.
See, now we're getting into. I was just doing my job.
What do you mean? I was just doing. No, I'm just saying, like, you know,
she
the
specified
janitorial staff and the secretary and the.
Well, I don't think they blew the entire building up.
Well, they detonated a bomb.
Yeah, but you know, I don't think they blew. Here's the thing: I think she specified government building to establish that this is like
that these might be people who.
This is a place where people are making decisions to further the war against the colonies,
Sure.
and are specifically like doing really shitty things. And it's not like they didn't blow up the prep team, you know.
Yeah.
And even the prep team is kind of in a gray area there.
Yeah.
But like,
No, it's true.
you know, it's not. They didn't blow up a block of flats.
No, you're right.
They didn't blow up the corner chippy.
The local preschool.
Yeah, they blow up a fucking, you know, luxury housing. They blew up part of they bombed a government building, you know? And chances are, if they were trying to pull focus, they might have warned them about the bomb,
Sure.
you know?
BT's glad we find the plan hard to follow because then our enemies will too.
Well, you know what? If anybody is known for having convoluted, weird fucking plans, it's you, BT wire boy.
And Katniss says, like your electricity trap in the arena.
Oh, I forgot she even brought that up. There you go.
And he says, exactly. You see how well that worked out?
I like your BT voice. It was very good.
Thank you. He kind of strikes me as somebody who would have kind of a nasal
Yeah.
and be like all excited about everything.
Yeah, he's my guy.
Okay. So they're Finnick and Katniss try to station themselves in command, but they're barred because serious war business, all capitalized, not really, but is being carried out. But they end up waiting in the hummingbird room for the news, and they're just making knots together. Katniss also earlier mentioned that she's been making so many knots, she has like rope burn on her fingers.
Oh, God.
Oh, and now they don't want dinner. Fingers raw and bleeding. Finnick finally gives up and assumes the hunched position he took in the arena when the Jabberjays attacked. I perfect my miniature noose. The words of the hanging tree replay in my head. Gale and Peeta. Peeta and Gale. Did you love Annie right away, Finnick? No. She crept up on me. I searched my heart, but at the moment the only person I can feel creeping up on me is Snow.
Fuck that guy.
You kind of crept up on me too.
Aw. Not like Snow, though.
No, there's just one day I looked at Gus and I was like, I'm in love with you.
Yeah.
And that was wild.
Yeah. It was fun.
So I was stress eating Captain Crunch with my friend Lauren in the lunchroom. And I was like, I think I'm in love with Gus. And she was like, so tell him. And I was like, I can't do that. Can't ruin my friendship. And she was like, then stop hanging out with him. And I was like, can't do that either. What do I do? I'm going to hang out with him 10 minutes. It's all very stressful.
Yeah, it was fun. It was great.
She was like, I can't help you.
It was genuinely quite fun.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It must be midnight. It must be tomorrow when Haymitch pushes open the door. They're back. We're wanted in the hospital. That's all I know. I want to run, but Finnick's acting so strange, as if he's lost the ability to move. So I take his hand and lead him like a small child. I can't even imagine. Because he's like, he knows that they probably rescued PETA at this point, but like the jury's very much out on Annie. She is not essential.
Yeah. Well, both of them, it's like, this is the fucking worst part is the 5 seconds before you learn whether or not the thing is working out.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine how that would feel.
Nope. Sucks.
Fuck.
Let's rip through this part because I hated reading it. And then it got worse.
Yeah. So everyone's freaking out. Everything's in an uproar. We're sideswept by a gurney bearing an unconscious, emaciated young woman with a shaved head. Her flesh shows bruises and oozing scabs. Joanna Mason, who actually knew rebel secrets, at least the one about me. And this is how she's paid for it. Through a doorway, I catch a glimpse of Gale, stripped to the waist. Thank God he's alive. I know you breathed a sigh of relief.
Yeah, good.
Perspiration streaming down his face as a doctor removes something from under his shoulder blade with a long pair of tweezers.
Captured.
Wounded, but alive.
No, it's fine.
I call his name, start toward him until a nurse pushes me back and shuts me out. Finnick! Something between a shriek and a cry of joy. A lovely, if somewhat bedraggled young woman. Dark, tangled hair, sea green eyes runs towards us in nothing but a sheet. Finnick! And suddenly, as if there's no one in the world but these two crashing through space to reach each other. And suddenly it's as if there's no one in the world but these two crashing through space to reach each other.
Oh.
Sorry, I had to stop for a second. Sorry. Ooh, that hit me really hard. Okay.
It's good.
They collide, enfold, lose their balance, and slam against a wall, where they stay, clinging into one another, indivisible. A pang of jealousy hits me. Not for either Finnick or Annie, but for their certainty. No one seeing them could doubt their love. Boggs, looking a little worse for wear but uninjured, finds Haymitch and me. We got them all out, except in Abaria.
But
since she... no great loss. But since she's from Chew, we doubt she's being held anyway. Pete is at the end of the hall. The effects of the gas are just wearing off. You should be there when he wakes.
Yeah, you guys remember how you fucking didn't tie Katniss down and it didn't work out so hot for you?
I know, we have learned
And she almost went on a syringe rampage because she didn't know what to do with her hands. She
almost murdered BT, which would have been such an awkward start.
You didn't hear what I said.
What did you say? Because he doesn't know what to do with her hands. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
You are ridiculous. Okay. I like you so much. Okay.
She's like, there he is, the bread boy. And he's like, psych, I'm toast.
So Haymitch is grinning at her, tells her to come on. I'm lightheaded with giddiness. What will I say? Oh, who cares what I say? Peter will be so ecstatic no matter what I do. He'll probably be kissing me anyway. I wonder if it will feel like those last kisses on the beach in the arena. The ones I hadn't dared let myself consider until this moment. Pete is awake already, sitting on the side of the bed looking bewildered as a trio of doctors reassure him, flash lights in his eyes, check his pulse. I'm disappointed that mine was not the first face he saw when he woke. But he sees it now.
False hope.
His features register disbelief and something more intense that I can't quite place. Did you think this was like...
I knew it wasn't good. I was like, oh, this is a happy moment. Not in my fucking Hunger Games. Oh, no, things are going well. Nope. Idiot. Dumbass. Why would you think that? Suzanne Collins leans out of the book, smacks me upside the head and goes, moron. Oh, I love this
Desire,
book series. It's so good.
Desperation, surely both, for he sweeps the doctors aside, leaps to his feet, and moves towards me.
Oh, no, it's so
toward me.
bad.
I run to meet him, my arms extended to embrace him.
No.
His hands are reaching for me, too, to caress my face,
You're making this much worse with how well you're reading it.
My lips are just forming his name when his fingers lock around my throat. And that is the end of chapter 12.
I had to sit on that for 2 fucking weeks.
What do you think, Gus? What's going on?
He's programmed or brainwashed or something. I mean, this is not normal behavior. This is coded behavior. He saw her and it triggered like a fucking pre-programmed sleeper cell agent, bullshit fucking murder ball killbot 9000 thing. Zap Brannigan ass motherfucker in here with his killbot. It's just horrible and I hate it and it's great and I'm so upset and I'm so happy.
You know what might be really funny?
What?
If you make a compilation after the writer's strike is over of all the times we talked about movies or TV shows.
That would be really funny.
Wait, you have to do it,
Yeah, that
please.
would be funny because there's been several in this recording where we talked about a movie and went, nope, and then had to cut it.
We should absolutely do that because it just happened. We just had to do that. But you should absolutely do that. That'd be funny as fuck.
That would be good.
Like one episode will just be like, here's all the time.
Yeah.
We wanted to talk about a TV show or a film, but we couldn't because of the fucking strike. So, which is all the fault of the AMPTP.
So this was agonizing, and yeah, I mean, I assume he's programmed somehow. That's the simplest explanation. And rather than going, there's a strike team that's going to pop out of the Earth's asshole and come for District 13, I'm just going to assume that he's programmed.
I'm so involved in the strike at this point that when you said there's a strike team, I was like,
ooh, where?
Well, at Amazon?
At Warner Brothers? Where are we going?
Where are we going? Where is the strike today? Where are we striking today?
So anyway, yeah, this is horrible. How will they fix the bread boy?
Yeah.
They have to fix the bread boy, Allie. I'm very concerned that they are not going to fix the bread boy.
You think that would happen?
In this fucking book series?
Would Seuss do that to us? Would she take our bread boy away forever?
It's worse than if he were dead. Kind of. In the frame of a narrative. Because
isn't there hope that he could recover?
Oh, yes, there's hope, Allie. There's also hope that Buttercup will sprout wings and a machine gun will come out of his nose and blow up snow, and then money will rain down from the heavens. Bread will spring forth from the ground, not as wheat, whole fucking loaves of French bread shooting up like mushrooms. That's just as likely. And the hills will rain butter. The trees will flower with little cups of coffee. And everyone will have a grand old time.
And it won't be decaf.
It'll be caffeinated. And Katniss will not drink any.
She don't like it.
This is horrible. I'm having a wonderful time.
Yeah. You want to hear something?
Oh, don't say it.
It gets worse.
God damn it. How much do I get to read?
Ooh, let's find out. I haven't really decided, I don't think.
Listen, we're always talking about the Wheel of Time. I'm going to quote my own Blue Sky post. You say, Wheel of Time this, Wheel of Time that. Isn't it Wheel of Time to let me finish the book?
That's how I feel, actually. I've been reading the book series for 3 years now. Isn't it Wheel of Time for me to be done? No. It's going to be at least 7 to 12 more years. Okay. Let's see. Definitely 13, obviously. I'm going to have you read one chapter for sure.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Well, where can we inflict maximum pain on our co-host today?
And we're going to do 14. We're going to read to the end of chapter 15.
15. So I get 3.
Yeah.
All right. I can do that.
I think that's fair.
That's fine.
Okay. That's
it's
what we're going to do.
Suck. I can't wait.
I think that's the best.
It's going to be really weird when we finish the Hunger Games, and assuming we do Sarah J. Maas after this, I'm not going to be miserable all the time. Oh, never mind. I'm going to be fucking... God damn it. I can't... All right.
Miserable... not miserable.
It's fine. You know what? It's good. Let's I'm going to go read now.
It's like... Well, you'll see.
All right.
It's more complicated than that.
Great. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Let me put it this way. I anticipate a lot of your rants during that series as well. And I think it'll be fun as fuck.
Do you want to do an outro?
Thank you so much, everyone. I forgot that I do the outro of these. If you would like to keep in touch with us, we have social media details that are below. We also have a merch store if you want to buy some of our merch. We're in the process of updating it, so actually maybe hold on that for a little bit. But also in addition to that, unless you want
we also have a Patreon.
Stuff that might be going away.
It's patreon.com/wheeltakes.
You could also leave us a rating or review if you want to support us that way. Anything else, Gus?
I should have prepared for this.
I mean, I think there's an obvious answer.
That's not what I mean. Thanks for listening, everyone. Bye.
Bye.